Right, let's start. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 people, and we'll start now. Tonight, as I said, I was going to talk to you about creating the future. So we are people of the future. Because we've been identified with the past all the time, isn't it? All our experiences have created, from the past, have created this present model. So we are always looking back into the past to create the present. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
So all our experiences comes from our definitions, which we borrow from our parents, society, religion, the culture, which has molded us to become the people we are today. And so every time when we have a memory, which we create in the present, I'm talking in linear time now, so we have to say past, present, and future. Otherwise, you wouldn't be understanding. So we'll go back to normal language. Past is something in the past, but in reality, it's not. It's a parallel reality, yeah?
Yes.
So from the past, so when we create something of a memory in the present, we create a past thinking that that person in the past is us. And so we create the pain, don't we? Hello?
Yes.
If you thought about the past, about something like you said you were dwelling,
Yes.
so you think you are that person. Yes?
Yeah, you're tapping
Yeah.
in aspect of you.
That aspect, but you think you are that person, so you create all the pain. So likewise, all the time you're always going back. If you're not really awakened, you're always going created different pains all the time, repeatedly. So your future is what? Your future is your past now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your teachings are we are the product of the past. What I'm teaching you now is we are the products of our future. So by doing that, we're thinking differently, we're thinking out of the box again, we're taking all the teachings that we have, say the last 18 lessons, the 6-monthly lesson, we can mold ourselves into those people, yes, and we say, that's the future of me. So the future of me now is actually talking to you because I'm so ingrained into the teaching. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. All the things that I'm teaching are new things, isn't it? So I'm actually a product of the future. Everything I think, even I've come across some situation where I have a pain of something, I'll go into the 3 A's. I accept it. I'm not acting like the past. Is that making sense?
Yeah, you don't associate yourself with that.
So what I want you to do is to use your imagination and create, I think Catherine, yes. You say you keep creating the past and having the same pain. Explain to me.
Sorry, what was the question?
You wrote and you say, what is it about your emotions that keep coming back?
So the other day I woke up early and I went to the gym and I did some exercise and I came home and I was really, really emotional and I couldn't stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't seem to be specifically upset. Maybe it was just stress or something coming out, but I could not stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wondered, how do you control yourself in a situation like that?
But crying is good, isn't it? You're releasing energy.
I guess so.
So the point
It felt quite violent, like why am I crying so much?
was obviously something that triggered you, isn't it?
I guess.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's also the labeling that we are crying or something comes up that it's kind of, it's not good. So
correct.
it is good. It's very good.
Take it one step, what Anna is saying. So you now are with a different understanding, creating the future self, visiting the past self, which was just crying all the time. With the knowledge that you know that crying is good for you, now look at the situation. What is it like now?
Well, I'm a bit happier. Yeah, if crying is good, then that's okay. But it felt so like it felt so visceral. It felt very physical. It felt very.
It felt. Now using the knowledge that you have gone into the future self and tell the future self that crying is beautiful, crying is healing process. Visit the past now and using that technology which we are sharing. How does it feel now?
Yeah, it feels better if it's positive. When you're in that moment, it feels overwhelming, doesn't it?
When you're in that moment now, so now you've created a new stance for yourself with yourself, yes, seeing that if that moment arises again in the future, this is how the future self will deal with it.
Okay.
And so what have you done? You created a future self.
I'm not crying anymore, so.
Fazana, what was your story that you say you keep getting the pain?
No, it's similar to what Katie was
No,
saying.
it's not similar. Your story.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So sometimes it's like I get an overwhelming feeling as well of sadness, and a lot of it is to do with I don't know. Sometimes my thoughts just go wild about things that have happened in the past.
Okay.
And then I do feel that emotion, and sometimes I find it hard to shift it.
Okay. What were you thinking?
Probably like family, like how my relationship is with my mom, and the things she kind of only contacts me for, and what the expectations.
Okay, give me a specific reason of a specific theme that your mom phones you and gets you all wild up and you get stuck.
So they always ring and ask for like help or money.
Okay. So what is your reaction?
I always tell her to go and ask my siblings, but when she goes and asks them, they have their own reasons and she accepts them, but then she hounds me. So then it kind of, in my head, it's like, well, she only rings me when she's in trouble or she wants something. And then obviously that guilt comes into a little bit, but it just makes me sad that it's always excuses for other members of my family.
Okay. Now I want you to use your imagination, create a future self, yes, and say, how would that future self react and feel good about it?
Say no and not think about it?
Yeah, say no, piss off. You're on a journey.
Yeah, but that's what I find hard.
No. I want you to start thinking that way now. You have to use your imagination. Not I find it hard, because that becomes a belief structure. That's the old self. We're talking about creating the new self. So in your mind, use your fantasy. How would you react with something like that, which will make you feel good?
By saying no, and just leave it.
Go on.
So I'll say no to her.
Make it better. Make it more positive.
I can't help you this time, and maybe another time I could help you, but right now I can't.
And how do you feel?
Better. Because you're kind of like allowing it to be okay. You can't do it now, but maybe next time you can. So you offering another opportunity.
Well, make it a better story that you really feel good now.
That's just it. If I just say to her no, I feel bad.
If you can say to her no, you will feel bad.
Yeah, if I just say no and I feel bad, but there's no other.
Now I want you to say no to her and feel good. See it in your mind now.
Okay.
Make it better. Make it stronger. Can I have some money, please? No. Go on. Say, can I have some money? No. Go on.
You want to say it out loud?
Yeah, laugh, but she cannot see you. You're on the phone with her, aren't you? So she's asking for money. So you say, no, you can't have any money. You feel good about it.
All right. I'll try that next time.
No. Do it in your mind now.
Do it now?
In your mind.
Oh, yes. Okay. It's funny.
So what have you done? You created a future self, so the signal now doesn't go back to the old self, which feels no and feel guilty. Now you've overridden it, so we don't have to go back to the old, not old, recent healing where I'm teaching each and every moment a different person. Go back to all that old person will come and sit in front of you and change the story. Now we directly go into the future and change the story. I keep telling you, healing is going to come faster and faster all the time. And this one, I think, takes some beating now. Until the next time something comes in. Any questions so far?
So you go directly into the future
You create the future self.
to respond to the present moment.
In the present moment, you create the future self, whereas before you've always created the past self, isn't it? All the time, we've been programmed to go into the past self.
Yeah, we've been programmed to kind of reference point to the past rather than...
So we identify ourselves as that person, when in fact now we understand that there's only a aspect is not the true us, because each and every moment we are actually different people. Now, what we created is we have created a future self, which is a parallel reality. It's not a future self. It's just, again, in the here and now, isn't it?
Yeah.
But so it's a belief system that so many will say, oh, but it affects you. Your past affects you.
But if that's
only if you believe it, right?
If that's the belief system, yes. All belief systems are your beliefs, isn't it? Now,
yeah. And then it becomes your truth.
Now we're changing the belief system. We said, bro, hold on a minute, I can go and create something else and person I want to be. So instead of being, we are the product of the past, now we say, whatever is happening, we are the product of the future.
Yeah.
How good is that now?
Amazing.
Amazing. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else got another challenge? Come on, because the more we can work on it now, you can then start to use your imagination, and we can go flip, 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 flip. We don't have to go back and call that model 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 1 hour ago, and come back and sit down and give it a magic wand. That's old hat now. Right? What you believe in. And when you start to say, I want to create in your mind using imagination, and use your imagination, because it is true, isn't it? The imagination. Because everything else is true, or everything else is an illusion.
Why is it always the way that people are able to manifest the negative in such a stronger velocity?
Because they believe it. They think they are that person. They haven't been taught, like what I'm teaching you tonight, that you can change it. Now that you adopt this belief structure.
So around the negativity, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but something about...
I think you're trying to say you manifest more what you don't want, isn't it?
But why? Why is that the default action?
Because
the malfunction.
Because that's the default. You don't know any better.
So it's practice.
Correct. Everything is practice. Everything is the default from your definition. Just your truth. Now you found a new truth.
You have to become more aware of your thoughts and beliefs, and then you won't go back to that default.
Yeah, default, correct. Now, somebody asked me a question. Who is it? Raka asked a question. Dear friend of mine is leaving this country for good, blah, 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 blah. Well, very simple is Raka is not in the present. She's really missing her friend when her friend is just going. Instead of, if she is actually in the present, she will not go and create all the nonsense of the past, isn't it? You won't even know that her friend is gone if she totally is in the present. Do you understand that? Whatever you think you're missing out, you're already not in the present. You're missing her. You're not in the present, you're in the future. I'm going to miss her.
Yeah, it's creating a story.
Yeah, but a negative story, which then brings out old feelings from the past, which is a version of that person. Now, on the other hand, if creatives, you think, oh, my friend is leaving, how wonderful, that will give me a great opportunity to meet other friends. Wow.
Or go visit her.
Yeah, or whatever. This is where you have to use your imagination. And the better the story, the stronger it's going to be real for you. Got it?
So when it takes long to manifest something, it's because we are not repeating it, the thing that we want, or...
Coming back to you now, okay? Because you want to know about manifestation.
Yes.
Okay. You say that you are you're getting into the inner self and you know you. So moment to moment, are you a happy person?
Yes.
Yes? So
yes.
being a happy person, moment, you know that everything that's happening is the right thing for you at that time, isn't it?
Yeah, so you kind of don't need anything, actually.
Oh, the penny dropped now.
Yeah. No, I got that, but you still got some goals that you kind of want to achieve.
Look at that face, what you just told me. Okay, what is it you want to achieve?
I don't know, something new experiences.
What? Come on, because we have to be specified, otherwise the universe will say, what the hell are you talking about?
I want, for example, live in another country and speak another language.
Okay. You want to speak another language, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it you need to do to speak another language?
Action. I'll start take classes.
That's it, action, isn't it? How long
Yeah.
it takes, you don't know. It depends on what action you're going to put into it. So yes, a goal, and you take the action and have no expectation, and live moment to moment with what you're doing, achieving what you're doing, be happy, being grateful. Now,
so when you take action, also the right, for example, right teacher will come along and things like that, right? When I start looking
hold on a minute. Right teacher will come along is again another expectation.
Expectation, yeah.
Just be in your joy. In every moment, just be in your joy. Follow your breadcrumb trail of joy.
No, it's about not having any expectation. It's being in enjoy. Now, if the big picture of your higher self and the lower self is where all the expectation comes, yes, matches, yes, you get it. But most time it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because the higher self has a different plan from the lower self.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, it's proven like that it's
so when you are moving from moment to moment, you say, I don't know what my higher self is, but it's certainly making me follow my joy. I don't care, because at the end of the day, just for today, I have enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so have the dream, but have no expectation with the dreams.
Yeah.
Not I want to have that dream house, that dream husband, the dream lover, and all that thing. This is I want, and the universe will give you what you need. Asako, your question, what was it? Let me see. How do I get out of the trap? As you see, we're surrounded by the commercial plots like Black Friday, Thanksgiving. Okay, the masses have a very strong one. They've been traditionally been programmed that Christmas or whatever it is, we need more, we have to do all these things. So that signal out there is very, very powerful. You can, if you're weak, you're going to get pulled into it, isn't it?
Yeah, so, it's kind of mastermind over everything.
Well, it's there. It's all signaling to you. People talking about it. You cannot help. Everywhere you walk is Christmas presents, Christmas lights and everything now. And if you start to dwell and go into your past, yes, what's going to happen? You're going to believe that you are that past, and you will have all the history of the version of you. So the question I put to you is, if you are in the present and you're totally again happy with everything you have, just for today I have enough. Do you need anything? Does Christmas mean anything? Does Black Friday mean anything? What is it you need? I don't need anything. Well, of course, if you need something and Black Friday is there, sure, I will go and buy something because I will get it at a very good bargain price. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Only if you need it. But most people, what is it they do? They buy it because it's cheap. Making sense?
Yeah, it's also kind of created your mind that you need, but you don't really need anything.
When you stand in front and say, do I need it? The answer is 9 out of 10 times no.
Yeah.
Because we've been bombarded by advertising, people talking, and the energy that other people are rushing around now, feeling that kind of festivities. And then what is it? We match their frequency. And so we're going to be like them.
So when maybe you're in a situation and you are presented with somebody who is giving the negative vibration, for want of a better description, how do you
stop
make sure you don't get sucked into it?
Stop. Negative vibration. Where did that come from?
I'm just trying to be descriptive.
No,
with my imagination.
That is your judgment of it. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Back to this, isn't it? I'm telling you off. It's a neutral thing. I'm blessing you. No, it's a negative one. He's telling me off. Who's making that judgment?
Me.
So is there a negative situation? Come on.
Well, if that's what I believe, then that's
what you're gonna get.
me.
So when you have a situation where, okay, you have a negative, you've created a negative situation where I can change it. I'm choosing what I want to see. I'm choosing what I want to feel. Making sense?
Yes.
Yeah, you perceive it differently when you change the way you say it. You know, you right where you will see it differently.
Correct. So everything is what you are doing it. So let's go back to the 18 lessons that we have and go and use yourself being in those parts all the time as your future self. Practice. Take one bit of the lesson and then next day build something up, build something up, and this will be all your future self. And when you encounter anything, when you jump into the future self, you just become what those lessons are teaching you. Totally balanced.
But it's not an expectation when you say you create future self?
With no expectations.
Okay. So just for fun.
But isn't life fun?
Yeah, it's a comedy all over.
It's a comedy. So create it and say no expectation.
It's kind of like, why not?
Yeah. Like a child, isn't it? Imagination.
Yeah.
Questions. Come on. Use this, because the more questions you ask, the more download is coming from my future self. This is where I noticed the other day. I was watching some of the old tapes, and I watched all the old tapes that I'm doing with all of you. And I said, where did that come from? It's come when somebody asked me a question, and I all of a sudden answer something, because it's coming from, the saying is, I don't need to know anything I don't need to know, but when I need to know, it comes to me.
From the source.
Come from source.
Yeah.
So when you start to ask me questions, then allow me to go into that situation.
Okay, can I ask? Bring it back my question again.
Go on.
Yeah, okay. It's very simple. Ask myself whether I need it or not, right?
Correct.
The most of the time I don't need it. But if I don't buy, I feel something missing out.
Okay.
So my ego is very powerful, and I buy. I feel good.
For how long?
Maybe short while.
Yes, okay. So there is a history in your past of missing out, isn't it?
Yeah, fear.
Now you create a history in the future that you are abundant. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
You're not missing out. I got plenty. I don't need it. Go on, create that.
Okay.
In your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So now buy one, get one free.
Get one free, yeah. I love that.
How are you feeling now?
Oh, just laugh about it. It's so silly.
Yes.
I got trapped again.
Bobby, you saying, how do I unblock my creativity? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like I like to paint.
Okay.
And yeah, but sometimes I get nice things. I like abstract art, like we call it fluid art. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it comes out like a completely mess.
Stop.
Yeah.
It's your opinion again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my opinion, and I threw everything into the garbage and say, "Oh, it's a mess."
But you are judging it.
Yeah. So and then my body becomes, tight. My hands become tight, and
So stop judging it and say, this is bloody awful, I think, but somebody out there will like it.
Yeah, good.
Because you cannot create something, listen to me carefully, that there isn't somebody out there ready to receive your information.
Yes, this is the point. A friend of mine invited me to create a Facebook page. She paint things, but she do other things like painting nature, waterfalls, things like that, different things. And she invited me to sell art with her. So I'm becoming very nervous because I do need.
So why?
Yeah, sorry.
Why are you being nervous for?
Yeah, but I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. Like people won't buy what I do because
No, you see, but that is the reality you're already creating.
Yeah, crazy.
Now change your self-talk.
Yeah,
The beauty of art is self-expression and freedom, and that's what people love, and that's what people want, is self-expression and freedom, and that's what people are willing to pay money for, and that's what you're good at doing. So change your story.
Yeah, go for it.
You're right.
Just go for it. Just do it.
Without any expectation.
You know, this thing of what will people think, will I sell any? It stop and say, just for today I have enough. Because when you say will people buy and everything, you've gone into expectation and gone into fear.
And that will create a resistance in your hands and your paintbrush, and because you will be painting the painting from a space within you with a fear and resistance energy. Whereas if you paint from a space of just being in your joy, you'll be surprised at what actually you're creating in the end. Even paint with some music on, music that you like listening to, and let yourself just go. That's what I do anyway. I love it.
Yeah, thanks, Niva.
What again we're saying is, with the future self that have all these fears and everything, which you have now, create a future self and look at the situation now and create a scenario where you're going to feel good.
Yeah.
Any situation that you come up where you feel bad, it comes from you, the self. What happens is when you follow your joy, when you follow your excitement, you don't change the world. You get shifted to the world of your vibration. You don't change. You don't change anything. You get shifted to.
Isn't like a universal law as well? You know, where you put out, you get back, and law of attraction.
Put it that way, yes. I mean, what is it we keep drawing into our life? The law of attraction is we put out negative things most of the time, isn't it? Be the people of the future. Go back and look at all your old stories and create a future self in a parallel reality, and then just see it. And then when you come across a similar situation in life, which you will use the new person as opposed to going back an old person. Yes, Katie.
I can have two realities at the same time if I want to. So because I'm in a situation, I left my job, everything, and I'm just living for now and really enjoying living, apart from crying the other day, but it was a release of energy, etc. But situations keep presenting themselves about going back to doing what I was doing before. But if I change the story, I could, because I'm actually working kind of for free for this woman, but I'm absolutely loving it. It's so creative. It's really back to where I used to be when I was in my early 20s. And then, but then the financial side is like, actually I do need to pay my bills again. It's okay for the time being, because I'm like, just taking...
No, it's okay if you need to go back to a job that pays money, but you have new strategies, and you have new tools now, haven't you?
Yeah, so I can do the two together. That's what I want to do.
Do it. There is no right way, there is no wrong way. So yes, maybe you need to have a job that pays more money. Now you know that you have the tools and the strategies that makes you change.
I think the thing with this woman, and I've just, she's doing, it's a non-profit organization, and she's trying to do something positive, and I have been energized by her positivity and the fact that it for me feels like a good thing. But I have had no expectation, and it's taken me already to some places that I wasn't expecting to go, and it's been fun.
Katie, there's no right or wrong way. Every way is the right way, because you're going to learn something from it. The point is, obviously, if you need to live, then obviously you have to go and get a job that pays.
But I mean, if we talk about manifestation, and it's not about expectation, but I would like to manifest the reality that I can still, do some work for her, and also do something else and do it from my own space without having, I mean, okay, I've no problem interacting with people and going into an office, but I don't want to be in an office every single day, you know, because it just isn't the environment that suits me.
Well, okay, whatever the situation is, nothing is fixed, isn't it?
No.
So it might be for a temporary thing that you might have to go into an office environment for a few months to make mega bucks.
Yeah.
You could do it because nothing is permanent. Maybe in 3 months' time, maybe in 4 months' time, something else will come along. So you just go along on a day-to-day basis, and you know, if you are totally present in what you're doing, you don't even realize what's happening. You will be enjoying the job. If you're actually concentrating on your job, none of these things will come out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Focusing on your passion and joy from moment to moment. But it doesn't mean it has to be a career. It just could be just sitting down doing nothing, having a cup of coffee. You know, a lot of these things, when we say focus on your passion, you think it's got to be some career out there that you're going to get hold of it. From moment to moment, and as you keep shifting and shifting and shifting, in your joy, synchronicity will happen. Doors will open for you. Have no expectations, you know, because we come back to gratitude. Just for today, I have plenty. Not enough, I have plenty. And the universe will give you more. What is it we say? I have not got enough every day. I wish I have. Never. When I get that, I'll be happy. When I get this, I'll be happy. When that person, you know, behave the way I want them to be, I'll be happy. Wrong! Because you'll always be unhappy. Because your expectations will never be met most of the time. Enjoy yourself, and then you start to understand that it is an illusion, everything. You know, consciousness will create the things, the situation, whatever you're creating, okay, in your life. You have created a version of the situation you want, of the people, of the job, to teach you something. So I'm telling you that from your subconscious, you have created this reality for yourself, but you don't see the lessons in it. You already created it, and so it comes out to play. In the memory, it comes out and is a mirror of what you created in terms of what you think it should be. When you interact with anybody, let's say I'm interacting with Fabi at the moment. So I'm creating a situation in my mind of how Fabi should be in my mind, to create that situation for a contract between us of how we should interact and whatever we should be exchanging. Now, Fabi, on the other hand, will be creating something else in her mind of the version of me. We all don't see the same thing. Get that around your head now.
Sometimes, like when you see a situation that you don't want to be in, it's difficult to accept that.
A situation you don't you have created that so that you would have to see it and find out it's a big joke. It's not true. You can do whatever you want. You know, listen to yourself. We create situations we don't want to see. Who is the creator? You are. And so you have created a version of it.
But that's the hardest thing to accept. No.
Change it. Use the imagination.
No, but sometimes it's like here, where I always say with my daughters when I argue with them or they're arguing, I say, how I create the situation. So I start thinking in positive and saying nice words and everything. So I say, how I do it.
That's another story when you go into what is it you're consciously thinking about, because maybe on another level that you wanted to get the sack, but you didn't know how to get the sack to do something else. There are many levels that's working up there. It's only when it's put on the plate and they say, what story is there? And then don't say, this is one story. Look for another story. Look for another story. Look for another story, because you expand your awareness. Because whatever story you think is existing in the parallel reality.
Everything's in the here and now. You know what you were saying, SP, about maybe getting more creative, even in writing, creative writing. Maybe with this time you have now for yourself, write a letter to you now, but from 50 years in the future. So you're 90, whatever, you might be in your 90s, or I don't know how old you are now, but say you're 90 years old and you're writing a letter to you now, and you just start off, dear SP, this is what I want to tell you right now. This is blah, 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 blah. And go backwards, go back to yourself and say all the things you want to create for yourself starting now, from this now moment. But you're going into your future 90-year-old self. And then say, and you can even write it to your children. This is all imagination. What do I want to leave my children behind? What do I want my children to remember me as? Not SP, the mother who used to go out to work or used to buy them things or blah, blah, blah.
That's a very good exercise which Neva has suggested, is to go into your future self 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead of you and write a story back with the current you now.
I have to start doing it because I had bought like 20 notebooks and a lot of, because I'm going to start writing this every day. I never get to it. I don't know why it's too hard for me to start writing, but I have to do it.
Yeah, just write a little bit is also okay. You don't have to keep writing. If you don't write a lot, it's also okay. Just as long as you have some action and just write a little bit, and once you start and be in the present, you do not know what else is going to come out. Just today, I have plenty.
Yes.
The world is full of opportunities all the time. On that note, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Be imaginative and create some fantastic parallel future lives out there. Go back, replay all the stories that you have that causes you pain, and change each story in a parallel reality. So that once you keep doing it all the time, whatever thing that's coming up, you will automatically jump into a parallel reality of the person that you created, because your belief structure have changed now, because you're changing and believing changing, so it will have a different effect. Okay.